This is the Magnificent Jack Strange, and I just thought I'd take a change of pace for a while. My channel has been dedicated to politics and a lot of other crap for a long time, and since my movies aren't quite complete yet, and I'm still doing my cartoons, and I'm tired of politics and all this other stuff, I decided we're gonna get into something fun. We're gonna start talking about movie monsters and trying to figure them out from a storyline perspective. In fact, for the sake of argument in this video, we are going to pretend that these things are real and discuss them as a real entity. Back like when you were a kid talking about monsters, you would theorize about why certain things happen rather than going straight to, filmmaker interviews and getting your stuff from that. The first guy we're going to begin with in this video series is Freddy Krueger, and luckily for old Freddy, a lot of his fans are very good at being interpretive of the story and having good imaginations about what's going on. For the record, the best film my favorite film, Freddy film ever, is Freddy's Dead, and I'm in the minority on Freddy's Dead on account of the fact that some people don't think it's gory enough, some people think it's too funny, blah 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 blah. I saw it as a little kid and it was pretty scary, and it's still I don't know. I think if you had not seen so many other things, this would probably be freaking scary. But anyway, Freddy's Dead has the best origins story of the series. Some people like to go to the Freddy's Nightmares TV show. I haven't seen the TV show, but I prefer to go off of Freddy's Dead. And one of the great things you get from Freddy's Dead is you get the daughter, which is a good storyline. You get the worm people, which I think is a pretty good premise. It wasn't carried out so well, but it's still a pretty good premise that these worm guys, more or less at Freddy's last moments of life in this world, there's these demonic worm dudes who came to Freddy and offered him a chance to get even, and Freddy naturally accepted it and became extremely powerful. Now Freddy comes alive in a number of different ways throughout the series, and you'll notice him changing different styles and patterns. And a lot of people, again, film buffs in general, will just rub this off as lack of continuity, and then they'll say, oh, go screw or whatever. But again, we're not talking that way for this show. So we're going to figure out, why does Freddy come back in a different way on each different film there. And my theory on it is, after you kill Freddy, he has to figure out a different way to come back each time. And the way I look at it, part one, I don't think he was actually dead at part one. And the ending, again, gag endings is what most people would read these ads as. But I look at that ending. She turns her back on him to ignore him and destroy him that way. And it's possible that you can destroy him by ignoring him. But Freddy truly wasn't quite out of her mind yet, and that's why you have the gag ending of him coming back to kill the friends after they've been restored to life. So she may have initially got him gone by ignoring him, or by bringing him into this world and hurting him or whatever. But he popped back into her mind before the movie was over, so Nancy did not actually destroy Freddy in the first film. And so take that gag ending seriously. Don't ignore it. Part two. A lot of people are down on part two for a number of reasons that we're not going to go into here. And basically people don't like the idea of Freddy possessing someone. I do, however. At least in this one brief instance, I like the idea of Freddy coming back a different way, trying to get different things going. Freddy is a thinking being. He doesn't necessarily need to be restricted to dreams, although if he finds that to be his advantage, surely he will occupy dreams. But for once, he tried something different, and he tried coming into the real world. He gets the highest body count in part two. I think has the highest body count, and he gets a number of opportunities. So he possesses someone, and given that he dwells in the subconscious, possessing people is not so far from the range of possibilities. Part 3. Part 3 is probably one of the most important deaths. By the way, I forget how he was killed in Part 2. I'm not sure if I take Part 2's death very seriously. Yeah, so officially, I don't really think Freddy has been killed in either Part 1 or Part 2. But Part 3 is the Freddy death that I take most seriously, and most fans take it seriously. In fact, you could practically end the Freddy Krueger series on Part 3 because, he gets buried, he gets the crucifix and holy water in the last rites, and his ghostly nun mother comes, to haunt the therapist guy and tell him how to do this. So you got a person from the afterlife telling you how to destroy Freddy Krueger. So I take this death very seriously, and I think it was effective in doing something to Freddy Krueger. And how do you think? Why do you think why would you ask me why I would think it was effective? Well, I'll tell you here. Once upon when Freddy first came around, he could kill you no matter what. You didn't really need to know who he was. He didn't really need to scare you. And when he killed you, he was powerful enough to make his lacerations appear on you after you came out of the sleep, not be restricted to. After the death in Part 3, Freddy's powers changed. Because in Part 4, when he killed you, you'd kind of have a heart attack, and you'd wake up from. You wouldn't wake up. I mean, you'd be dead after he killed you, but he wouldn't have the scars or anything. Joey shows up within the water mattress, which is weird. I suppose Freddy was trying to make it look like suicide, so maybe the hint there is that Joey drowned himself by getting under his waterbed and not waking up. I mean, like, by drowning himself. Yeah, so maybe that's the gimmick there. I don't understand it. But anyway, in Part 4, what has changed now is that the only way Freddy can get to you is if someone summons another person into their dream. So he uses, I think her name was it Alice? I forget the name of the blonde girl, but it was first Patricia Arquette, and then it was a different actress in the next one. But anyway, that girl is she gets killed, and then the next one is Alice. The redhead is Alice, played by Lisa Wilcox. I'm trying not to mention actresses here, but I forgot the character's name there. So Lisa Wilcox is the new person who knows who he is and has to summon different people by him scaring them. And she brings people into the dreams, and then he can kill them. And then this pattern carries on into Part 4. No, Part 5. Yeah, Part 5. It carries on into Part 5. And I'm trying to figure it out here.